I swear, if he taught in my high school or in college, bro, not only would we be getting A's right now in science, but we'd also be getting fucking swole. So let's go ahead and talk about the life and career of one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time, the chemist himself, Frank Zane. Guys, welcome to another episode of Fitness After Dark with your host as always, Mr. Naive Villavicencio in the flesh. And for OGs of the channel, you guys remember a little drinky drink action, throwing it back to childhood. You know, when we used to watch SpongeBob and have some good ass memories. We have not so Nesquik, 250 calories, 14 grams of protein. Pretty high, but you know what, man? Tastes like childhood, man. So I always love to have that. And guys, without further ado on Fitness After Dark, we got to hand it off to Mr. Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen,
We are live. Bro, we should do a collab, dude. Fly me out to the next UFC, bro, real quick. Be like, yo, the man himself, the Buffinator. Do maybe the Buffer. Well, he did the 360 UFC 100s. He didn't do the 720. Maybe we can raise the bar a bit for UFC 300. But back to business, bro, as usual, guys. So last week we got a little deep, right? We got a little bit sad with the life of John Meadows, aka the Mountain Dog. Rest in peace, bro. Que descanse en paz. So I wanted to bring back to our roots of the channel, you know, bring it back to what we're all about. My main focus is always, right, making fitness fun again, make it relatable for everyone. But of course, kind of like in grade school, kind of like in high school, when we gotta learn about American history, right? We're just like, oh, bro. But if we make it fun, it's always awesome to talk about. So with that said, I want to talk about one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time. He was an absolute pioneer in the Golden Era of Bodybuilding, right? And then he arguably was the guy, right, that brought aesthetics instead of mass to classic bodybuilding. And that's why he began winning three. That's right, I'm not even kidding. 3 consecutive Mr. Olympias. The guy I'm talking about, the broski himself, Frank Zane, absolute legend, bro. He is a pioneer. He's a Hall of Famer, right? You know, WWE, they got the Hall of Fame dude, IFBB, bro. Bro, they're not playing. They got a Hall of Fame too, and Frank Zane in that Hall too, 1999 Hall of Famer himself. Absolute GOAT. Now, it's kind of funny thinking about it, because the way I came onto who Frank Zane is all about was in 2018. I remember I was watching, this is back then before YouTube started fully recommending you stuff, right? So I remember I looked up bodybuilding how-tos, blah, blah, blah. And sooner rather than later, right, I got recommended a videos between Sadik himself and Frank Zane, bro. It was a sit-down interview. I was like, yo, what? This is kind of interesting. Who is that old guy, bro? Let me check it out. And dude, the interview went crazy, bro. I was like, yo, this is actually really, really cool. Like, the two went into depth about training philosophies, right? What's different back in the 1970s compared to now. And it kind of low-key was an influence to a lot of the earlier videos I used to do about old school bodybuilding versus new school bodybuilding, the difference between one another. Bro, look at the flow of my hair, though. Damn, it's dope. So I was like, you know what, dude? It would be really cool to go back to my roots, start covering more about classic bodybuilding, make it kind of fun, make it more understandable of why it's such an iconic moment, just like in fitness in general, what you should know. And Frank Zane really is like a pioneer in like bringing all of that to fruition, dude. Think about it. This is the time, this is the era where Arnold and Lou Ferrigno were ruling the game, right? Pumping Iron had just come out. The physiques of those two were absolutely insane, right? But you can say that they were like beyond massive, right? They were beyond like huge, right? So Frank Zane was on the rise, and then he was like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna take over as Mr. Olympia. I'm about to take myself #1. And he did that, dude. 1977 and 1979, he took 3 consecutive Mr. Olympias back to back to back. Now, on the subject of that, 1980, did he take the dub or not? So that's where you can arguably say that his bodybuilding career kind of began kind of staying stagnant for a bit, because he did lose the 1980 Mr. Olympia to Arnold, who out of the blue, bro, he came back in a triumphant run and took back #1. And then what's crazy is afterwards, he got into a little accident and actually lost 15 pounds of muscle, bro. Afterwards, you know, a lot of people wishing him a good recovery. He recovered quite quick. Frank Zane, dude, a lot of people nowadays look up to Z's, right? If we're mentioning Z's, you gotta do the pose. Real talk, like people will bring up Z's. It's like, dude, that man was fucking shredded. That man was aesthetics. Well, before Z's, right, you can arguably say the grandfather, right, of all that was Frank Zane himself. He was a big influence for a lot of the modern day bodybuilders, also just from his physique. And then the V taper, dude, the V taper was on that next level, and he really did change the game. And his training plans, pretty insane too. As always, man, I was in love with like the 1980s and 1970s too. So of course I had to give it a shot back when I was in high school and kind of didn't know what the heck I was doing. So I was like, you know what, bro, you give that a little shot. And I tried to make it for like 3 days. His Mr. Olympia training routine did not work well. But you know what? The man is a GOAT. The man is an absolute pioneer of the sport. He really did kind of bring in modern day bodybuilding to an era that kind of aesthetic and that kind of physique was unheard of, man. And he really changed the game in a lot of ways, man. So Frank Zane definitely has a place in bodybuilding history. He's one of the greats. And on a lot of lists, you go online, you look up, ooh, who's the greatest bodybuilder of all time? I'm about to find out. He is like number 4 or 5. Like, it's insane. He's highly rated, and a lot of people will remember him for that. His training philosophy videos are next level, dude. Like, he breaks the science down behind his training routines, his philosophies, his mindset, going to those Mr. Olympias. And there really are must watches if you are on your fitness journey, which a lot of you are, bro. That's why you're in the channel. So this is this week's episode of Fitness After Dark, guys. As always, I'm glad you enjoyed the video, right? Coming to support your boy as we take 2023 and make it ours, right? And we make fitness fun and relatable once again, guys. So if you guys want more really dope fitness content, right? Stick around. Don't leave. Don't leave quite yet. We got 2 more videos right here for you guys to check out as well, all right? Take it easy, guys. Have a badass workout. Remember, have a badass rest of the day. Man, your arms look good. Let's go. Let's go.